Hey, how you doing there? Henry Olsen here from Super Simple Guitar, and welcome to another 5-Minute Friday. Short and simple little lesson that you can take, make your own, and have a lot of fun with over the weekend. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite tunes, Old Love. So and this is going to be the Unplugged version that Eric Clapton did on his Unplugged album. If you don't know that album, make sure to go check out that album, okay? So I'm going to be showing you kind of a more beginnerish way to play it, and then I'm also going to show you how Clapton played it in Unplugged. And I'm going to give you a couple little ideas of what you could do to make it your own, switch things up a little bit, and get creative with it as well. I'm also going to have a free tab for you linked under or above this video, and I'm also going to link to a full electric guitar lesson that I've done in the past, and also a reaction video that I've done in the past. That's all going to be on that same page, okay? So when you go get the free tab, you're going to also have all of that neatly organized for you in one place, okay? Okay, so let's just get into it. So it starts off with this really cool little acoustic riff. So then it goes into A minor, right? So let's do that riff first. So we're starting off on the open E, 3rd fret, so open A, so then again open A, so open 3rd fret, open 3rd fret, open, back up, and then open A. So really slow. One more time. And sometimes I like to do hammer-ons, sometimes I like to pick. I'm thinking for this first one, a hammer-on is necessary, but then these guys could be picked, okay? So, but let's just stick to hammer-on to keep it simple for you. And also in the tab, you're gonna have exactly one way of playing it, so it's easy, you don't need to think too much. But this is something I really like to play around with when I'm playing, and this is a theme that I'm always talking about in my videos. Really try to play it different ways and see what sounds best to you, right? Play around with the music. So, open, hammer. Okay, get that into your ear. Then it goes into A minor. So, and notice how I'm letting that open A ring a little bit now before I go into the A minor. So, and I'm doing that A minor with the upstroke so that that A that's ringing is still kind of in the air, right? It's a subtle little thing in the air, like a warm breeze in the summertime. All right, so then into F, right? Now, if you can't get this big F, this big bar chord, you could play it like this, right? It's gonna sound fine too. And then the next chord is a G sus4. And by the way, when you go to get the tab, you're also going to get a copy of my picture chord book. So if you don't know these chords or all that stuff, that's going to be in that book for you to take advantage of and learn. And by the way, these are also movable chords. So if you learn this one shape, for G, it'll work on A, it'll work on C, it'll work on F, it'll work on, it's a movable chord, right? It's a movable shape. Once you know the shape, you can just move it and it'll work on different chords, right? Really cool. Okay, so back to the lesson, really slow. Into that F. G sus4 into a G. Okay, so now what Clapton does, and he does it, it's going to be harder to play if you want to really mimic what he does. I like to just do this because I think it sounds great too. But when Clapton has a band behind him, what he can do, he goes like this. So he'll go, then he'll play the A minor up here, you know, because I think he wants these high notes. He likes hearing that. And then for the F, he'll play it like this, right? But I know that for a lot of you, that's probably going to be challenging. I've been playing for 20 years, and even for me, it's not easy. Like, I'd really have to practice that. But that's what he's doing. So in case you want to know, that's what he's doing. And then for the G sus4, he'll just take the small little shape. So instead of playing that whole thing, he'll choose 4 notes out of that, right? And then instead of playing that big G, he'll also just do this. Maybe with his thumb, he'll grab this, but that seems to be what he's doing, okay? So those are the different ways of getting through it. If you're a beginner, you could just go. Right? And even if this is too hard for you, you could even play a C. It's still going to be a really nice chord progression. You could sing along to that. If you want to play to the tune, it's not going to sound as great, but if you were singing F, I mean, the C sounds nice. It's definitely a chord progression that works, and you could sing to that, but it would be better to go for that G sus4, right? Okay, so we've basically covered all of the different ways of getting through it. So one more time, the whole thing, and then I'm going to show you kind of what happens in the second part. And then, you know, just now that you know these shapes, try to play around with them, you know, see what you can make out of them. Okay, so one more time, the way that I kind of normally tend to play it, just using bar chords. Okay, so then it just goes into the vocal, right? No more riffs. And the strumming is this very just loose. You don't want to play a lot of notes. Gentle. See that? So, you know, try to, when you strum, don't try to think in terms of patterns, but try to think of the feel of the tune. How can I mimic that feeling that's happening in the song, right? Old love, right? He's singing Old Love. You're gonna wanna try to get that emotion and that vibe in your strumming rather than thinking, okay, do I need to play down, up, or whatever, right? Just try to get that feeling, okay? Okay, so yeah, so then the next part is it's just going into F, then into E major, and what I like to do is if I'm already playing that F, I'll just slide back for the E major, right? I won't change the fingering because why change the fingering if you can just slide back? Okay, so F into E major. Then there's this little walk down that happens. When you go get the tab, that's all gonna be there, okay? Second time around, F into an E major again. F. That's an E with a raised 9. It's the Jimi Hendrix chord, right? Okay, so that's basically what's happening there in the tune. Again, I'm going to have that tab for you. If this went too fast, you're going to get the tab. If the bar chords are too much for you, just play this small little F, right? Instead of that G sus4, play it like this. If that's too hard for you, just play a C. It also sounds really great as a chord progression. Going into that C, but the tune wants that G sus4, okay? All right, so I think that's about that. We've covered all the bases. Clapton again plays his A minor here, then he plays his F here, which is going to be a little bit more tricky, right? But if you want to try that, be my guest. Now you know all the different variations and versions. Again, I'm going to have tabs for you and also my electric guitar version where I show that riff that he does live in Hyde Park. So if you want to learn that, that's all going to be when you go to get that tab linked up one place. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little lesson. I definitely crossed the 5-minute mark again, but that's fine. Have a great weekend. If you want to see more videos just like this, click right here. Also, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, all the good stuff. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you next Friday or in the next video. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.